Clay birds. Roll your clay into a sphere. Pinch that sphere in half and roll one half back into a sphere. Here you will take that. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then you will take that and build a pinch pot by sticking your thumb and using your hand in a duck-like shape and going around and pinching. Then use your thumb to smooth the inside and outside. Remember, no thinner than your pinky, no thicker than your thumb. That will be your bird's body. Then you're going to take the rest of the clay and roll it into a sphere, just like you did before. Pinch half of that and roll that into a sphere. This will become the bird's head. It will be about the size of a ping pong ball or golf ball, perhaps a little smaller. Don't forget when you're attaching clay to score, slip, squish, and smooth. Scoring the clay means you need to rough up not only the piece that is being attached, but the piece you're attaching to that other piece. Then you're going to add water to create the slip. Then you're going to squish or stick and smooth. So score, slip, squish, and smooth. With my thumb, I'm going around the edges and making sure that I thoroughly attach the head to what's going to be the bird's body and head. Next, I set that aside, take that other piece, roll it into a ball, and flatten it to about the thickness of a cookie. Remember, no thinner than your pinky. From there, I'm going to cut this piece in half, and that's going to become the wings. Don't forget to smooth out any sharp edges and corners, as those will dry, and you want to make sure that your bird is safe for handling, both before and after. Use your thumb and water if necessary. Then, just like before, you're going to score both pieces, slip, squish, and smooth. Don't forget those 4 S's, they're so important. It's really important that you get a good seal when you're scoring and slipping because clay separates when it dries because it begins to shrink. Then you'll add the water and attach the wings. A semicircle with the straight line closest to the bird's head. You'll add the water to the other side and squish and smooth that piece. It's also good to get in there with a smaller clay tool to really seal those seams where your fingers may not fit. You can see that I'm going around those edges to make sure that those wings are firmly and well attached to the bird's body. On the front of the bird's body, you can use some scalloped or V-shaped lines to add a feather-like texture to the front surface. You're barely scratching the surface, and it's a good idea to go over it with a little bit of water to smooth it out later on. Now we're going to add the bird's eyes and beak. This is more of a cartoon-like bird, and so this won't be supremely realistic. You're going to take 2 pieces of pea-size spheres of clay to create the eyes and 1 slightly larger piece to create the beak. With that sphere, you're going to roll it into a ball and then roll it out almost like a coil, but putting more pressure on one end to make a cone-like or conical shape for the beak. Then you're going to score all the pieces and the bird's face where those clay pieces are going to be attached. It's a good idea to attach the clay beak first, making sure that you get a good connection and seal around the clay as you're adding it to the bird's face. You may have to score again to attach the eyeballs. Don't forget to score the pieces and the piece you're attaching it to, making sure to get a good seal around the edges. Using a pencil tool, you're going to poke a hole into each sphere of the eye to make the pupil. You can also use it to make air holes in the beak for the bird. Once you're finished, check to make sure that your craftsmanship is neat. Make sure that you've smoothed out any edges or cracks on your clay bird. Congratulations! You have made a successful clay bird.